Hello and welcome to Board Game Gumbo. Today we'll be unboxing Reavers of Midgard by Grey Fox Games. Reavers of Midgard is a game for 2 to 4 players, plays in about 90 minutes. And it's mostly a game based on action selection. Let's see what we got. Here we have a rule book. Some punch board here. So we've got some different tiles here. Punch out very easily. Resources up here. Food resources. And some different tokens here. These walls are set collection, essentially, for points. Some more tokens here. And we have the board itself. So this board is double-sided. There's a side for 2 players and there's a side for 3 or 4 players. When you're playing, you'll be taking actions on the board here. For instance, here's an action called Raid Villages. You pay a certain number of resources and some dice to get an action benefit here. And then depending on in what order you are, so if you're the player who actually selected this action, you'll get a benefit, which is noted down here. Then the next player in turn order has the option of paying the same resources to take the same action, but with a different benefit. And that benefit gets less and less as you go down. There are several actions you can take while playing. So this is a Kickstarter version of the game. And one of the differences are these game trays here, which I believe are only available in the Kickstarter edition. But here you have the different dice available in the game. Here we've got another game tray. So in the retail version of the game, these will just be cardboard pieces, but for the Kickstarter version, you have upgraded components. I believe these are to keep track of your score. And again, these are just Kickstarters. These will actually replace the cardboard pieces for the different set collections. So in the base game, you'll get chipboard, but in the Kickstarter game, you'll actually get little wooden pieces to represent these. Let's see, we've got the player boards here, which are double layered. You can see there's an indentation there and also up here. This will be where you'll be keeping track of your resources, which are your dice. And then down here, you can actually see some of the different actions you can take. These will be on the board, but these are just on here to give you a better access to them. And we've got several of those. This is just an upgraded component for the first player token. And again, that's just a Kickstarter edition. Then we got some decks of cards here. So these are, each different type of card has a different back, so it's easy to distinguish them. We've got some raiding cards here. So when you raid this village, you'll get these resources here, and you can additionally take these resources, but what they give you is one of these tokens, which are negative points. It's kind of like reverse set collection. You don't want these. But there's quite a few of those. There's also these, which can give you upgrades for your ship, which give you additional resources. This is basically this symbol shows up on the dice, and you'll have that. Then you've got some artifact cards, which give you some special powers. And you actually have some cards in the back here that will get rid of these terror tokens. That's one type of card. You've got several different ones. So the purple backed ones, these are in-game scoring cards, basically getting points at the end of the game for each one of these that you have. Some more cards here. Again, very easily color coded, makes it easier to set up and get everything back together. More cards for attacking different places. Again, resources you get, and then you have the option to assault the wall. And this is combat, essentially. You have to get that much combat. We have got some set collection cards, so art cards have a different point value depending on how many you have. These are journey cards, which should be pretty familiar if you've ever played Champions. Basically, if you go fight different monsters, you have to flip over a journey card and reveal it. But with these, you have something bad that will happen, but you can also, if you have access to it, you can pay resources at the top here to negate that disadvantage. We've got just some player guides here. Tells you what's on the back of these territory tiles, and then tells you how these different tiles score at the end of the game. This is a little pack of Kickstarter exclusive cards. And we've got some more cards here. So the way these work, these are the journey cards you'll go through to get to these locations. And in these locations, you're trying to defeat them if they're monsters, or attack cargo ships. What's at the bottom here is what you'll gain if you're successful. And these are points and resources. And you have two ways of completing these cards. The first is by paying these resources here in dice at the top of the card, or you can try to fight them. One of the dice symbols, like so, give you attack dice, which you'll roll to try to get that or higher. And then finally, we have the Reaver cards. Reaver cards, you start with 2, and you can gain more during the course of the game. And the way these work is whenever you gain the card, you're going to gain a certain number of dice up here on the left. And these dice you'll roll into your pool and then add to your ship. After you gain these dice, you're going to do one of 3 things with this card. Either you will gain more dice, and this one you can set to any side you want. You'll make this person your leader, which gives you some special abilities, or you can add this person to your player board beneath a particular action, and it'll make that action stronger. So for instance, if I were to add this card here under the board at Raid Villages, whenever anybody, including myself, uses this action, Raid Villages, I will get this bonus down here. And that's it. That's everything that comes in Reavers of Midgard. If your game looks good to you, you can find it at your local gaming store. It retails for about $70. Again, this is the Kickstarter version, so you won't get quite everything that you've seen here. If you've enjoyed our video, please like and subscribe below. And if you have anything you want to share with us, we'd love to hear from you in the comments.